everyone, and welcome back. Today I made my way back to the Pekin Police Department in hopes of speaking with somebody about the DMV incident. To my surprise, I got a chance to have a conversation with the lieutenant. I hope you enjoy the video. Like, share, and subscribe so I can start making live content. And thanks for all the support. Hi, I'm wondering if there's anybody that would be available to speak with me today.
Okay. And have you spoken to anybody yet?
No.
No, not at all?
No.
And who do you want to speak to?
Anybody in charge. Lieutenant, somebody, if possible.
Okay. If you want to come in, Sergeant will be with you, or Lieutenant will be with you shortly, actually.
All right, thank you.
Hello.
Hi, Lieutenant.
You want to come in here and I'll talk to you right now?
Can I film?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Oh, I gotta let you in through the other
no
way.
problem. All right.
All right, come on in.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Just to let you know that my body camera's recording as well.
Right. Yep, no problem with that.
All right. What's going on? What can I do for you?
Well, I have a little bit of an issue.
Okay.
Last week, I went to the DMV.
Yeah.
And I performed a civil rights investigation there.
Okay.
And your officers failed.
Okay.
And I have some questions because it's a big problem. It's a liability issue for the city. And I'm not here to try and create lawsuits, sir. I'm here because I want real positive change, and especially for my community.
Okay.
And these are kinds of the questions that I have.
All right, let me take a look at it.
And there's pretty serious questions.
Yeah, and I will tell you real quick, we got your complaint, the written complaint on there. The way the process generally works is when those complaints come in and there are formal complaints, they go to the chief and then the chief assigns it to one of us.
But do you see how it's not very a good look for the city when someone just is here to ask questions about a complaint and there's nobody willing to speak with them?
No, I'll speak with you right
Well,
now.
you are today, sir, but I was here the other day and there was nobody. I asked for anybody to talk to. Just anybody.
I mean, there are a lot of times that we're just simply not available. We're busy a lot, particularly with manpower shortages and things like that. We go from call to call to call, and I have regular duties that I have to attend to
I
throughout the day.
get that, but I also am a citizen that has questions, and maybe I was willing to wait until an officer would show up, or when you have questions like these too, man, that doesn't look good on the city.
Okay.
Like officers showing up, not knowing that I can film in a public space, trying to trespass me from public property, acting like it's private property, then trying to gain dominion over my movement and my speech.
Well, the officers do have the right to move you to a different
If it's
location.
lawful, sir.
And it was lawful.
No, how is it lawful? Explain that to me.
They do have the right to ask you to
They can
separate.
ask. They don't have the ability to force me to move.
I don't think he did
unless
force
I've
you.
broken the law.
Did he touch you?
He kept. If I wouldn't have given in that moment, he would have touched me. And they would have arrested me for trespass because in that instance, that officer believed that I did not have a right to film on that property.
Well, I can't go into it, all the details
I
right
get
now.
that, sir.
I can't go
I
into
know.
it, but
I know.
I will tell you, and I'm not trying to be obtuse or try to hide anything from you, but well,
I
good save.
get that you can't. I get that. But I want you to see what the people see.
I do understand where you're coming from. Okay, I get it. I do. And if the problem that complicates things there is it's not just a public space. Okay, if it was just a public building, just public or government employees doing their job, walk around and film all day long.
That's what I was doing.
If you want to. What complicates it is there was a room full of private citizens in there.
Right, and this is also something I'm here to address, sir.
Okay, but just listen, hear me out real quick. Okay, I'm more than willing to hear your complaints.
Sure, I'll hear you.
Just hear
I'll hear
me as well. Okay. The problem that complicates it is that building and that space there, they do have conversations that are privileged.
Right.
And those privileged conversations are sensitive.
I get that.
And those guys, they do have a right to protect their identities.
Not in the public lobby, they don't. They have, listen, let me rephrase that.
That is.
Let me rephrase that. I'm not here for personal information.
Okay.
I was here for that DMV employee.
And I get it.
And
I get that.
And
I get that. But we have more concerns than just
this
yours.
is also what I'm bringing to light, sir. Is this is just about what happened with your officers.
Okay.
Okay, it is my opinion that this is 2023.
Okay.
We live in a digital era now.
Sure.
And they just remodeled that DMV.
Okay.
Why isn't there curtains put in, like, for voting? Or why didn't they build doorways that you can walk in? It's all design error.
Honestly, I can't.
I get
can't
that.
answer that.
I know, and these are questions. Then this is why journalists do this stuff, because we're bringing light public concerns.
I don't disagree at all that the layout is problematic.
Exactly, and it's like that in most DMVs.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't come here and with this kind of information, and there's serious concerns. I had people yelling at me in the lobby, and they created a public disturbance because they thought I was there to steal their personal information, and that's a problem. And I think that needs to be addressed on a grander scale. And instead of
With
being
the Secretary of State, you mean?
whatever, whoever. But the point is instead of me coming here trying to engage your officers in lawsuits, I've been very transparent with you. I've told you guys who I am. Mm-hmm. And I did that because I want a positive change. Okay. I'm not here for negative change.
All right.
All right. And I believe, I don't know what you believe, and I know you're not going to answer this question, but I have a problem with bad policing. I don't have a problem with police. I respect the hell out of everything that you guys do. All right. Okay. But in my opinion, I don't think that the police academy is a long enough education for officers to sustain this job, sir. 6 months is not enough. This is one of the toughest jobs in the country, and you guys have to deal with all kinds of stuff, and I get that. You have to deal with the worst of the worst. And I think it's doing you guys a disservice to not prepare you more. I think that officers should go through a minimum of 4 years of schooling. And I also believe that officers should have to be recertified on the Constitution regularly. What bad would that do to test your officers to make sure that they are knowledgeable enough to protect themselves against any kind of situation, whether,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
To be honest, I don't necessarily have an issue with that.
And right, and I think that's why I'm coming to you guys.
Okay.
All right, I'm coming to you because I think that it would be better for us to work as a community to build a better community. Or even, this town doesn't have the best image of all time. And you guys could lead by example here and make a positive change for the world to see.
Okay.
All right? And I want there to be some sort of accountability for what happened to me, because that's why
the formal complaint is assigned to a lieutenant.
Right.
A investigation is being conducted.
Good.
But it does take time.
I understand that.
And I can't.
I wasn't getting any information. I had to keep calling and keep coming here. I tried calling an officer that I knew from when I was a kid, because I thought maybe he would talk to me because he knew who I was, and I have a legitimate concern.
And he did bring that up.
That was kind of very disappointing to me. Man.
He brought it to me, and he wasn't opposed to talking to you.
I get it, and I get that sometimes it's about the brass not allowing him. I get that. And I get that you guys get put in an awkward situation and you can be ostracized just for even speaking to me by your fellow employees.
Well, it's certainly an uncomfortable situation.
And I get that. I do. All right. But it's not a good image for people to come here or to see somebody come here and have legitimate grievances and concerns and not have questions answered and to feel like they're not going to get any help.
Okay. Well, I personally have no issue talking to you, and I will answer questions as transparently as I possibly can.
You know, auditors aren't just here for
But
that.
I do have boundaries.
I'm here for you guys too.
Okay, but I do have boundaries that I have to operate within.
And I get that.
I have
and I respect those
I
boundaries.
got rules that I gotta follow.
I get it.
I can't go through and answer all.
I know
these
you
today.
can't. I know you can't.
I will take
But
this.
I need you guys to really look at that though.
I will give you this assurance
I do
that
have two questions on my
Okay,
paper.
let me finish saying this real quick. I will assure you personally that this will make its way to the chief
Okay.
so that we can all sit down and discuss this.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, that's all I want.
Okay.
I don't-
It will be looked at.
Okay.
All right.
The two questions that I have that I really would like an answer to.
Like
And I know
I
they're
will-
not the hard ones. They're
Okay.
simple ones.
All
Okay.
right, what's up?
The first one. What makes the abusive language signs inside the DMV lawful?
Man, that's completely out of my purview.
It's not unlawful. That's the thing. I have every right to redress my grievances with my government verbally as long as I'm not threatening or doing some sort of hurt to somebody. So I have a problem with how those signs are phrased.
I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is I have absolutely no control over what
Right.
the Secretary of State posts on their building.
But it's just, I wanted to ask you as a police officer, what makes that lawful? Like, that's it. All right.
Okay.
And the other question was the FOID card thing. What makes a FOID card constitutional?
Once again,
Because now
I can't get into my personal political beliefs. Okay.
I know, but lawfully, sir, it's not about your personal beliefs. It's about what the law says, and the law says that I have the right to bear arms, and it's unalienable. But the FOID card charges me $10 and renewal. So the state is actually charging me money to protect myself.
I get it. I
So,
understand.
All right. Well, these are questions I have to ask,
yeah,
though.
I understand, and I don't have an adequate answer.
Right.
For it.
That's my problem with the whole thing.
The state of Illinois sets that, and once again, just one lieutenant from Pekin,
Right.
Illinois is
I
not
know.
going to change anything.
You'd be surprised what one lieutenant from Pekin, Illinois
I
could
can
do,
try.
sir.
I mean,
You
I can file
guys
complaints
do
just like you
that
can.
to yourself. You guys do that to yourself. You put this limitation on what you can do as a police officer just because of your rank. But you guys don't understand that you took an oath to the badge to protect the Constitution, and be damned anything else.
Well, but I also have department policies that I have to follow.
But you listen, sir. If your policy stated that you needed to do something that was unlawful, would you do it?
No, clearly not.
All right. Well,
But my policies wouldn't tell me to do something unlawful.
or I hope not.
No,
But that's the point, though. Just because it's written in policy doesn't mean that it's constitutional and that you should follow it. That's my point.
And I get your point. I understand your point. I will take this.
Thank you.
And
And I really
will
do
make-
appreciate you hearing
I
me.
will make sure this gets.
I respect you for that.
Okay.
Want you to know
Yeah,
that.
it's not a problem. I don't have anything against you or anybody else or anything, and I'm willing to sit down and talk to you, but I have to do so within the parameters that I'm allowed to.
And I understand.
Okay.
I do. And I know that you can't answer those questions. I know you can't.
Yeah, but I will make sure this gets to the right people, okay?
All right. I hope so.
All right.
Because
As soon as we leave here, I'm gonna walk it over to them.
if I don't have some sort of clarification
Well,
on
I'll tell
this
you,
at the end of it.
as far as the internal goes, the investigation, we have 45 days,
That's fine.
okay?
Okay.
So at the conclusion of those 45 days, you will be notified the results of it one way or another,
Okay.
okay?
All right.
But it does take some time.
That's fine, and I understand that, and that's all I needed to hear. I needed to hear the process, man.
Okay.
And that's why I was here the other day.
All right.
And
Well, and I apologize that no one was available here, but, you know.
I
Yes.
hope that's true. I do.
We have to prioritize
I
things.
get, but I also understand that you could have been told to not come speak to me because of legal issues, and I get that, and that's fine.
I wasn't.
I get it.
Actually, my bosses told me that I'm okay to come talk to you.
Okay, good.
They said you're free to go talk to
All right,
him.
because I'm like I said,
Answer
I'm
whatever
not a troublemaker,
questions.
man. I'm not here to. I'm here just to make sure that things are lawful now.
Okay.
You know, that's it. And after my encounter, those are serious questions that I had. So.
Not a problem. I want to make sure this gets to the right people.
All right,
Okay.
man. I appreciate you.
All right. Have a good day.
Yeah,
Okay.
you too. All right, guys. At least today we got some answers. We'll see what happens, but you got to keep the pressure on. I'm a little bit happier with the outcome this time than last time, but I don't know if I believe it. There was no one here to speak to me. I know you guys are all wondering why I'm doing it this way, probably. And it's because I have never seen an auditor try it this way, and this is kind of an experiment to see what kind of results I get from doing it this way. Some of you might have your opinions. You might think I'm doing it wrong, but I don't know. I feel like this is the right way to do it. Well, catch you on the next one.